Hi, I'm Mark from Mark My Words. Today we're going to do a movie review. Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Ernest Cline from his best-selling 2011 novel, Ready Player One. I'll let you know if it's good, bad, pass, C, entertaining. Stay tuned. I'll give you my full review on Mark My Words. Now, the plot of Ready Player One is very cool, nice fusion of a lot of favorite movies that I've enjoyed growing up. Ready Player One is about a crazy developer, a genius developer named James Halliday's creation, the Oasis, where people run into, they escape wearing visual goggles, virtual goggles, and haptic gloves, and they just lose themselves in this beautiful place because the world that they now exist in has become less than savory, it's become overpopulated. When he dies, James Halliday wills the Oasis to a lucky hunter, an egg hunter, Gunter, who actually finds this virtual Easter egg, and through 3 clues they have to decipher where it's hidden. Whoever finds it inherits the Oasis and all the fortunes that come along with it. This movie showcases the chase of finding the clues, understanding the clues, getting the variable keys that are needed to move forward, and a competition against these professional egg hunters, the Sixers. The creator of the Oasis is named James Halliday, a bit of an eccentric developer, and his partner Ogden Morrow, who was more of the business maverick. They partnered beautifully to create the Oasis and market it to become the most successful thing since sliced bread. They're a bit of that Jobs and Wozniak, Bill Gates kind of partner. The movie showcases a young Gunter, egg hunter Gunter, named Wade Watts, who was the first one to get on this alleged scoreboard of finding one of these clues and getting through and getting one of the keys and actually to move forward in the race. Wade actually is among the high 5 with the other top 4 adventurers, Gunters, Ake, and then we have Artemis, Dainto, and Shoto, who are also on the list, and they've kind of banded together in essence to help each other at some points during the movie particularly, and in the book as well, to forward themselves getting the actual egg at the end of the movie. Basically, to summarize, this movie is really Willy Wonka, a little bit of Avatar, meets The Matrix, meets Cannonball Run, meets Midnight Madness. It's got a great mix-up of so many flavors that it's fun to just watch a lot of those things come together in a movie. Now, the cast of Ready Player One, I feel, has some real great actors and actresses. Some great and some I don't think they cast accurately. We have Tye Sheridan as Wade Watts / Parzival in the Oasis. Olivia Cooke as Artemis / Samantha. Ben Mendelsohn as Nolan Sorrento, bad guy extraordinaire in this movie. James Halliday is played by Mark Rylance from BFG, Bridge of Spies. Simon Pegg plays Ogden Morrow. He's funny. He's a nice little antidote to this movie. He plays it very well. Lena Waithe is H, aka Helen. Don't want to spoil it, but H is actually a girl. T.J. Miller is IROC, plays this role for hilarity. He's only really in this movie in CGI form in the Oasis, but he's from Silicon Valley, and he's from Deadpool. T.J. Miller really adds some levity to this movie, as he does in almost everything that he's ever been a part of, and he does that in spades here. Now, my cons on the cast, Tye Sheridan particularly, as he is really anchoring this movie, I just don't think that he possesses the spirit of Wade Watts. I read the book, I found it to be a great book, and he's a hero. Certainly he's very inward. He's always on the Oasis. He's not really interacting with people, so he's not real good with people. That said, I wanted an actor who was just a bit more compelling, a little bit more vibrant on screen, so that way when the good things or bad things happened to him, I cared. And I felt he was flat. I felt he was a flat effect character, and I just didn't really see what obviously Spielberg and the people who cast this movie did, because I just feel that he really let that role go, and it's unfortunate because it's so pivotal. Mark Rylance as James Halliday, however, I didn't like that either. mean, you get from the page that he's a developer, he's not good with people, but he plays it so absent-minded, and I wasn't grabbing it. I didn't attach myself to his performance of that. And I know he's a great actor. I've seen him in other movies, and I can attest to that. That said, he was one of the other people that I felt was really needed, and he just didn't do a fantastic job in that role. Just my opinion. Olivia Cooke, however, I find to be absolutely great casting. She was great with Norman Bates' character in the Bates Motel TV series, and she was in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. She just is a great actress. I like her in everything she's been in, and I think she was a great casting choice for Artemis / Samantha in Ready Player One. Ben Mendelsohn also is absolutely terrific in this role. He plays it with that real classic sense villain, right? A little smooth, a little dark, and he's got that snakeskin salesman approach to Noel Sorrento that you really see in the book, and I feel that he was absolutely fantastic casting. One of the main differences from the book to the movie are the first two clues. The first one's a big race, and that didn't happen anywhere in the book, so that was actually surprising. It was visually stunning, as all these cars competed in some sort of Grand Prix trying to get past King Kong. So that's extremely original, and in the end, Parzival has to learn to go backwards in order to move forwards, and actually gets past that particular race and gets the key. In the book, the key gets you to the gate and you have to pass the gate, but I guess for a sense of simplicity and just easy storytelling, as they got the key, they moved on to the next phase of the contest, which is another clue for another key, etc. Another big difference from the book to the movie was that Wade Watts and Samantha, aka Parzival, and Artemis meet actually much earlier. They meet in the middle of the movie, if not the beginning of the middle. Is that right? Beginning of the middle? Yeah. So I understand why that was done. They wanted to have more of a connection, and I get it, but again, it's one of those things that I had to let go of my mind from the book to the film adaptation, and it made sense. And also the high five, which are those first 5 people that score on the board. We have H, we have Parzival, we have Artemis, and Daito and Shoto, who actually all work together collaboratively, and they try and, you know, gain control of the scoreboard, and inevitably are forced to work together. So that adds some real Spielberg moments of, you know, them being chased at the end, and working together, and, you know, that adds some nice dynamic and humor to the movie. I just miss seeing more of the Pac-Man, the Joust, the War Games, the Holy Grail. There was, you know, talks of just Breakfast Club and the family ties. It felt like the movie went more into some obscure references, like video game references of more modern day, than the 80s lore that is so depicted in the book. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. In the end, I couldn't let myself really divorce the book from the movie. Not during my first viewing. I've only seen it that one time, and I wanted to like it. I really did, and I knew that it wouldn't adhere to it completely, right? You know that to do a movie from a book, there has to be cuts, there has to be edits, things have to make sense. That said, you're Steven Spielberg and you're taking great source material. One added item in the movie that wasn't in the book was the Shining scene. That was very cool, I have to admit. The Shining scene was fantastic, and you can imagine Steven Spielberg, who is a huge Kubrick fan, must have loved doing the Overlord scene and filming Red Room and all of that classic Shining scene. So that was enjoyable, and I think that was a good alteration that wasn't in the book that was in the movie. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 75% positive score, so that's pretty darn affirmative. That said, there's enough of a quotient there of people that didn't like it, potentially like me. I've been reading some of the reviews, and there are those who really hold the book so sacred that even though they know or knew that some changes were inevitable, I think they were just so huge that it was a lot. So in the end, I didn't like the movie. That's tragic, right? I mean, it's Steven Spielberg. It's one of my favorite books that I've ever read, and I didn't like it. I really tried to like it, and maybe I put too much thought into it. I'm sure that's what it is, but I wanted to like it a lot more than I did, and I suspect that I watch it again, I'll probably have more realistic expectations of what the movie is and just enjoy it. So I just wanted it to be more like the book, and unfortunately it's not. But for anyone who didn't read the book and looking for an entertaining movie, I don't think you'll have to look very far to find Ready Player One, and it'll be a fun, enjoyable, nostalgic ride. I'm Mark from Mark My Words. Hope you enjoyed this movie review. I know that it'll be very contrary, as a lot of people really seem to like this movie, and I really wanted to. I don't hate it, it just wasn't what I was hopeful for. So I'd love to get some feedback. Let's have a dialogue about it. Let's get your opinion, I'll give you mine, and we'll have a nice conversation about Ready Player One. Appreciate you watching, certainly appreciate the comments. Like, love it if you subscribe, share. Look forward to our next video together. Mark my words, thank you.